My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jaime Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready?
You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one, so I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on the surface, but I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some, like, defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
If there's one match from Rafa's story where you think that was a missed opportunity, there was a big chance.
There have matches,
2
or 3 in Australian Open. No more. We lose the opportunity in Wimbledon against Djokovic in semi-final.
2018.
Then we lose the opportunity, more important because that was semi-final. We lose the opportunity in Australian Open. In the Australian Open 2014, 2012, and 2017.
Yeah.
In 14 because he has an injury against Babrinka that before he had never lose against him. Then with Djokovic and Federer, he had breakup in the 5th.
Yeah.
And 40-30 or 30-50. I don't remember well. It was a ball very close, goes up. But this is what happened. There was in Roland Garros 2009. Of course, he I am sure that he won. He will win. He won this tournament when he has no problems in his knee, because at this moment he was the best. He won Australian Open, then he won the tournaments on clay, and he arrived with problems in Roland Garros. For this reason, in my opinion, he loses. But there are others time that maybe he has to lose and he won.
Ready? Play.
Hello and good morning, evening, afternoon, given the international element of how everyone is here. It could be any time of the day that you are tuning in to watch this watch along. We are, of course, on to the final of the ATP Next Gen Finals. Hey, Brazzy. How you doing? Yeah, it is me. It is James. Hey, Jake. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, yeah, that is my Twitter alias, and also my Blue Sky alias as well. Tennis Rant, even though I don't have my first name as well written on there. But like we said, yeah, so we've got now the finals of the ATP Next Gen Finals taking place, and we've got somewhat of an interesting battle here. We haven't necessarily got the top seeds. Both, Leonard Tien is the 7th seed, if I'm not, I think 6th seed. Leonard Tien I think Leonard's either the 5th or 6th seed. I'm going to sound horrible for not remembering this. As I think Joao Fonseca just hit crowd member accidentally or with his ball. Yep, so Leonard Tien is the 5th seed and Joao Fonseca is the 8th seed. However, we have of course, we have 2 players that have had fantastic seasons. Certainly on the Challenger Tour, Joao Fonseca, of course, most known for his brilliant run in Rio and had a couple of attempts on some main tour events on the clay courts in Europe, but then has hit the Challenger Tour hard and has won on a couple of events, gone deep in loads. And his opponent as well has also been on a similar route in terms of being on the Challenger Tour and really working incredibly well to get such a good ranking in the span of a year. Both players started the year outside the top 500, but both players will be knocking on the doors of top 100 spots. You could suspect certainly within the first 6 months, maybe even the first 3 months, you never know, of the 2025 season, which is going to be starting in, let me just count, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. In 5 days' time is when the 2025 season officially kicks off. This tournament is technically in the 2024 season, but feels like a natural start to the 2025 season. But, of course, Joao Fonseca absolutely needs no introduction in terms of his ability, his game style, his technique. Everything about him screams a top, potentially even, and dare I say it, for somebody based outside of Europe, given that they haven't won a Grand Slam since Juan Martín del Potro back in 2009, a potential Grand Slam winner maybe, just because of how good he is at such an early age. Remember, he is 18. I think he's worked out to be the 3rd youngest player ever to compete at the ATP Next Gen Finals, behind the likes, and of course, it's in the star-studded names that you're going to read out here, of Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner. Now, of course, we need to remember that this tournament has been going on for a while, and actually, this tournament has shown, okay, maybe more in its Milan variant than necessarily its Jeddah variant at the moment. It has produced some top players who have gone on to do good and great things within the game itself. Of course, we start off as we get a great shot of Rafael Nadal, who is, of course, one of the Saudi tennis ambassadors. And is here to grow the game or whatnot, or insert change from within for the Saudi Tennis Federation. So he should hopefully enjoy this. He will certainly be keeping an eye on Joao Fonseca and potentially even see if Leonard Tien can really step up as well. I mean, I'm mainly concentrating on Joao Fonseca just because we know how well he has performed in the past. Also, how well it looks as though he will perform given some of those star results that he has had. But Leonard Tien as well is just a really strong, solid player. Looks as though he will certainly be a consistent, certainly top 50, maybe even getting himself into the top 20 player as well. As Joao Fonseca will be beginning. But I was just about to run through, of course, the people who won this competition. So, of course, in 2017, which is when this tournament founded, Chung Hae-young won the competition, beating Andre Rublev in the final, and Kung went on from that event to go beat Djokovic in the 2018 Australian Open, but unfortunately, because of severe injuries, his career has somewhat been stunted since then. But other players who have won it in 2018, Stefanos Tsitsipas beat Alex de Minaur. 2019, as a wild card, Yannick Sinner won the competition, beating Alex de Minaur, funny enough, in the final as well. The competition did not take place in the year 2020 because of COVID. But then in 2021, Carlos Alcaraz defeated Sebastian Korda to win the title then. And then Brandon Nakashima, Vance's favourite, in 2022 beat Yuri Lehechka. And then last year in the Jeddah variant, the first Jeddah variant of the tournament, Haddad Medjedovic beat Arta Fis. So some good names, some big names have won the title before. And I'm sure a lot of players will be, a lot of certainly tournaments, a lot of fans will be keeping a good eye on this match. Potentially, maybe even, I don't know if I think all the slots are taken, but you never know, just in case if one of those slots becomes available. Maybe the Australian Open could have a look at one of these two players if they win the competition to potentially give them a wild card, because it would feel very deserved if they went on and won this competition and got themselves a main draw wild card. Both players, they will definitely be in qualifying, with Tien being seeded in qualifying. Again, great rally taking place here at the moment. Tien's just been solid from the back of the baseline, and it is now 30 all when it comes to my screen. And if you've got any questions, I'm going to talk you through this match. But if you've got any questions or whatnot, please do put them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer. Potentially also because, as we know, in a couple of days' time, it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be Christmas Day in a couple of days' time. Do tell me how you plan to sort of spend your Christmas Day, if you, of course, celebrate it. That would be actually fantastic, as we get a brilliant body serve from Fonseca, but it was just slightly out in terms of the ball. So Fonseca just going to go in the air, goes down the tee, backhand by Lerner, forehand by Fonseca. So Tien, backhand by Tien. Oh, shanked forehand up in the air by Fonseca. That gives Tien the first lot of break points at the beginning of this match. Potentially here a chance for Tien. Now, of course, it's key to remember with this format of competition that it is the fast four format, which means that it's the first player to get 4 games on the board wins the set, and unlike on the usual tour when it's to go to 6. And of course, if it's 3-all as a brilliant forehand by Fonseca, Tien just is unable to get any real control on it, and he just hits it long from a backhand stance, or from at least from a forehand stance. The fast 4 format, and so you need to, and if you are 3-all in that set, then it will go to a normal tiebreaker, and it's a bit like a Grand Slam in terms of the number of sets. You've got to win 3 out of 5 sets to win the match. So Fonseca ball in the air, goes down the tee, backhand by Tien, forehand down the line by Fonseca. Tien just about gets to it with a lob, smashed by Fonseca. Tien is able to read it, smashed again by Fonseca. Tien able to read it again. Drop shot but it was a terrible drop shot by Fonseca. Kind of looked like he checked out of that rally fairly quickly. And as such, it is the first game. It goes to Lerner Tien. Now, it's also key to remember that both these two players both came from the blue group. So they both have played each other already this week. And in that contest, Joao Fonseca was the one who was able to get the win. Okay, so how will Tien respond? He is able to, and it is noticeable how well his spot serving is. And it's just been seen there. That was the second serve with such a venomous curve to it that Fonseca was unable to get any proper read on that serve whatsoever. So goes across out wide, another slice from Fonseca, up the line by Tien, perfectly placed up the line by Lerner Tien, and that makes it 30-love. A fantastic start for the American here. Absolutely fantastic start for the American. Love, just some excellent serves again, coming off the racket of Fonseca. Look, goes out wide again. Backhand by Fonseca. But there was something wrong on one of those balls anyway. It looks like Fonseca just gave up for the ball. I left it there. So 2-love. So quick start for the American. A very quick start for the American. Already 2-love up in the first set. We can see his good friend Alex Mickelson is still in the crowd. You know, Alex, of course, was beaten by Lerner yesterday, and obviously decided before heading back he will sit and watch his friend, see if his friend's going to be able to get the job done here today. So Fonseca, ball in the air, goes down the tee, forehand by Lerner, forehand by Lerner again, forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Lerner, forehand by Fonseca, forehand up the line by Lerner. He is on it at the moment. Gene, you are absolutely correct there. He is on fire right now. He's just reading everything that Fonseca is putting towards him and being really strong and consistent and actually quite aggressive with a few of his shots on the way back. But speaking of which, Fonseca just hits a wicked one out wide. Wicked shot out wide there to make it 15 all. So Fonseca here would very much not want to be giving away the first set too quickly. So he does an excellent serve down the tee there, 217 kilometers an hour to make it 30-15. Not turning out to be too bad at the moment. Fonseca at least will try and hold serve here. Goes out wide again. Forehand by Lerner. Backhand down the line. Beautiful backhand down the line by Fonseca. Fonseca on the serve just pushed Lerner so far out wide that there was nothing that Lerner could do to try and actually get to that third ball. Brazzy, you're saying I predict Lerner. Let's go down. Let's wait for this service game to end just quickly as Fonseca takes the third game and at least gets himself on the board. So Brazzy, you're saying I predict Tien to learn from his loss. Learn from his loss to Fonseca early in the week. James potentially could. We have seen a lot, and a lot of times. We have seen a lot of times in these sorts of the round robin followed by the knockout stage format that when there is a repeat of the match that takes place in the group stage, it can switch. The results can switch and have done on a number of occasions. Okay, granted, our most recent example would have been the actual ATP finals where Sinner and Fritz played each other twice, but they basically just repeated the same results in the group stages as they did in the knockout stages. But I remember 2021 at the ATP finals, there was a group match between Medvedev and Zverev. Medvedev won the group match, but then they met each other again in the final, and Zverev reversed the result to win the ATP finals that year. So it has happened. It certainly has happened. And of course, Jannik Sinner and Djokovic last year in the group stages, Sinner got the win over Djokovic. When they played each other again in the final, the results flipped, and in that instance, Djokovic then won the ATP finals for the year 2023. But right now we are. It's bizarre to say because we're 8 minutes in, but we're midway at this sort of midway point, this mid-stage point of the set. Sean saying, Amarin, it's time to go. Obviously bringing in the fact that United just lost 3-0 to Bournemouth at home, which is bloody brilliant. Never mind. Right, okay, so can Fonseca get a little bit of a purchase of the Tien service game? Here's a good return. Backhand from Tien, forehand by Fonseca, but it is long. Just a good aggressive shot from Tien there. 15 love already. So Tien, ball in the air, goes down the tee, but hits the net. Ball in the air, goes cross court, backhand by Fonseca, but it is just long. So that makes it 15 all because it was a long second serve there from the American. So Fonseca's got a point on the board. Granted, it wasn't realistically nothing that he actually had partook in. So Tien, ball in the air, goes down the tee, backhand by Fonseca, but not enough purchase on that backhand as it only goes into the net. meaning it is 30-15 at the moment, 30-15. So Tien, ball in the air, goes down the tee. Fonseca just gets to it. Tien's come forward though. Beautifully placed onto the line with a forehand winner. How good is Lerner playing at the moment? He just looks as though he's got his patterns already locked in and set. Fonseca at the moment is just trying to have to learn how to deal with him at the moment. So down, try to go cross court. That one there by Tien just hits the net. So Tien, ball in the air, goes down the tee. Forehand by Fonseca, just about gets over. Forehand cross court by Tien. Fonseca just about gets to it. Scrambles to it by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Into the net, though. Bit of a long rally. First long rally we've really seen on the Tien serve. And it yields a bit of a result there for Fonseca. Certainly yields a bit of a result. So although it is still game point to Tien, Fonseca can win this point next. He could have a chance here, but Tien's just doing everything and he does it perfectly. Pushes Fonseca this way and that, and as such takes the fourth game to make it 3-1. Brazzy saying, who is more likely to win a Grand Slam first, if at all, James, Joao or Lerner? I think just because of the explosive elements and the weapons on him, I would say Joao. I could certainly potentially maybe see that. But again, we are in this weird situation where it's okay to say, you know, oh, this player may win a slam or that player may win a slam. We won't really know until these two become tour regulars to see how well they could do it. So although it's a weird one because we've got a final here between two players that realistically for the entirety of this season have been on the Challenger circuit. So they haven't really been a main tour factor. They've only played, I think, a couple of main tour events, if that. I think it was via wildcards into those events. As it's 15-all at the moment on the Fonseca serve, just to give you a score update. Whereas the top seeds for this competition, so, you know, the likes of Jakub Mensik, Artifice, you know, Alex Mickelson, they have been main tour regulars. We've seen them week in, week out compete on the main tour, and we can kind of guess who may or may not be a potential to break into that top 20, be that Grand Slam threat, which I think at this stage you would probably say maybe Feast and Mensik sort of fall into that category, given the players that they've started to beat. We're very much in a wait and see situation. So once Fonseca plays a lot more main tour matches, once Lerner Tien plays a lot more main tour matches, if they're picking up the wins, if they're being consistent, then we can potentially say that this one or that may be better placed to win that Grand Slam. But with that, you did ask me a question, which is who do you think is best served? And I would have to favour just at the moment towards Fonseca if I was to do percentages. Brazzy, you're also saying, plus they're not used to the extreme rigors of a 3 out of 5 sets. They're not, certainly. 6 games a set low. Yeah, it's going to be that's a new one, especially, you know, you've got Australia coming up. Imagine it's 30, 35 degree heat belting down on you in the middle of the day, and you've gone into a fifth set. It's four and a half hours on the clock. How are they going to react? How are they going to be able to deal with those situations? Now, granted, you've got, you know, two of them who do live in very hot and potentially slightly humid climates. You know, one being Brazil and the other one being California with Lerner Tien. So they could potentially already have some of that resilience built in. You know, a lot of them have played a lot of their challenger matches in very hot conditions and whatnot. But yeah, it's, you know, when you're playing main tour tennis, it's a new level. It's different. The expectations are higher. The consistency required is much greater if you want to succeed. So that's where it's got to be. But then sort of coming back to the match in hand, as we have at the moment, Lerner Tien is currently 3-2 up. So we'll be coming out after this sit down to serve for the first set. If he does serve for the first set, then if he does serve the set, then of course he takes the first set. If he loses it, however, or if it gets broken, then we go straight to a tiebreaker. Straight to a tiebreaker. You get a great shot of what is a pretty beautiful stadium. I must admit, it looks very nice from the outside with the shots that we're getting from the World Feed crew. So saying this is the second year that this tournament was hosted. Last year has been won by Haddad Majanovic, somebody who everyone expected to have a bit of a better season than he ended up doing, but injuries really derailed him last year, but was able to at least have that good run at the end, good run in Belgrade in his home tournament in November, losing out to Shapovalov in straight sets. So at least starting to show that he may potentially be a bit more of a threat going into 2025. Lerner goes up the line, forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Lerner, backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Lerner into the net. So it is 15 all at the moment. Key here, you feel for Fonseca is just getting and bizarrely enough, even though Tien doesn't have the biggest of weapons, certainly on serve, it's just about getting back in those rallies, really. Just trying to neutralize them. Up the line, backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien at the line, forehand by Fonseca, cross court, brilliant cross court by Tien. What a really read that perfectly, placed it well, and is currently 30-15, so 2 points away here from taking the first set. Just has the motions, just has the technique, absolutely sus to a T. Forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Lerner, sliced though by there, and it was just long from Tien. So although he is 2 points away from the set, he is also 2 points away from a tiebreaker if these next 2 points don't go accordingly. Beauty of the tennis scoring system. So Lerner, ball in the air, goes up the line, backhand by Fonseca, hits the net though. He's just not reading those down the line balls that well, Fonseca. So Tien here with 2 set points. Tien goes up the line, forehand by Fonseca, up the line by there, backhand by Fonseca, and it's long. And there we go. The first set goes to Lerner Tien by 4 games to 2. 4 games to 2. It was it effectively all came down to that first service game from Fonseca. Just a slow start by the Brazilian, gave Tien that break, and Lerner was able to effectively just run it out from there. So not too bad from the American. He'd be pretty pleased to take the first set, certainly in 20 minutes. Yeah, as we have the stats pop up on the board there, 6 winners to Tien to 6 unforced errors, so sort of even on that regard, whereas Joao was 4 winners but 7 unforced errors, which is those unforced errors in the end that kind of cost him a bit, but certainly room there for Fonseca if he's able just to tidy up his game just slightly, and I think at the moment it's got to be about getting better purchases on the return on the returns, on those service returns. That's where Lerner feels like he has the advantage at the moment because he's just able to hit really pinpoint accurate serves, literally hitting the lines constantly, which is just causing problems to Joao at this stage. The Lerner will be very happy with the fact that he has taken the first set and currently 2 sets away from potentially becoming the 2024 ATP Next Gen Finals champion, which would certainly put him into a great position going into 2025. He's, of course, going to be in a bit of a situation where he'll have to he'll be in qualifying for the Aussie Open. So if we've got any Australians in the chat or anyone who is going down to Australia and you're going to be there on qualifying, find the court that Lerner Tien, find the court that Joao Fonseca, even find the court that Bikish Bashras Reddy is playing on, and have a look to see how well these youngsters are playing. As we get a brilliant lob there from Tien, Fonseca looks to close down the net, just doesn't hit a strong enough forehand to try and put it away, or at least cause problems to Tien, who's just able to loop it with a perfect lob over the Brazilian's head. Love 15 already. Cross court forehand by Tien, but into the net, so 15 all. 15 all. Ball in the air. Goes cross court. Backhand by Lerner. That ball just goes slightly long. And as such, Fonseca is 30-15 up. Monana Ranga, who will win? I would still favour Fonseca, but I was something like 65-35% at the beginning of the match. I'm now more like 55-45%. So it's tightened in terms of who I think could or couldn't win. Fonseca here, though, just looks like he's doing the job he needs to do. Currently 40-15 up. Ball in the air by Fonseca. Goes cross court. Backhand just about by Tien. Oh, just goes back to him. That bit bad move from Fonseca. Bad move there. But he gets away with it. Fonseca realistically on one of the approach forehands should have put that away, but buried it into the net. And as such, Joao Fonseca does what he wasn't able to do at the beginning of the first set and takes the first service game. Now I'm sure Joao would like to get a break pretty early to see if he can get himself an easy second set to set himself up well for the rest of the contest. Of course, Lerner would become the second American to win the title if he does, win this final, following in the footsteps of a fellow Californian in Brandon Nakashima, again of Banch's fame, who won the title in 2022. As we see, a brilliant forehand down the line from Lerner Tien. At the moment, Fonseca just does not know where it is going when Lerner is setting himself up. Cross court, slice there by Fonseca. Oh, again, it was a short ball, ran in by Tien. He was able just to swat it away for an easy point. 30 love already. He's just doing brilliant things at the moment in terms of just getting through his service game with relative ease, it seems. Tries to go cross court, no luck. Hits the net. Well, yeah, forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Lerner, but it is out though by Lerner. It turns out Fonseca was able to get a much better purchase on that return of serve. Hit it right to the feet of Tien. He was unable really to make any proper connection with it. So 30-15. Lerner goes down the tee. Forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, backhand by Fonseca. Just about gets over. Just about managed to neutralize the rally. Goes at the line. Forehand by Tien. Out from Tien. So just another example there, really, when Fonseca is able to neutralize the rallies. When he's able to neutralize the rallies on the Tien serve, he can get some success. It's just all about those first 3 points where he just needs to be able to work himself into the point. Okay, tries to go down the line, just bounces off the net. So we've got second serve here. So certainly a chance for Fonseca, but we know how pinpoint those serves can be from Tien. Goes down the line again, backhand by Fonseca. Oh, and out there by Tien. Bad backhand, a bit of a mistake here opening up. 2 break points here for the Brazilian. First break point chances he's had a look at. Lerner goes cross court, hits the net. Second serve, a real opportunity opening up here for the Brazilian. Goes down the tee, backhand by Fonseca, just about gets over. Fonseca goes for the lob, smash though from Tien. Not enough height on that lob from Fonseca. Saves one of the 2 break points. So as such, we are now to a deciding point. So if Lerner Tien wins it, then he wins the game and holds serve. If Fonseca wins it, he will break and will go 2 love up in this set. Goes down the tee. Forehand by Fonseca, just out, and brilliant from Lerner Tien there. Just snuffs out the danger. Yes, granted, you could probably say that Fonseca could have done a bit more, certainly on that first breakpoint chance. The lob, if it was just a bit more better height and depth to it, could have gone over the American's head and potentially could have caused real problems for the American. So Fonseca here now looking to keep his nose in front. Perfect serve down the tee. Makes it 15 love. Fonseca goes up, tries to go up the line, just goes slightly long. Fonseca goes cross court, forehand by Tien, backhand by, just about gets that forehand, doesn't he? Up the line by Fonseca, back cross court by Tien, but it is too rash a forehand from Tien and goes long. So Fonseca, 30 love, just looking comfortable at the moment. Just looks like a little bit, certainly a lot more locked on here. It's not like, he's certainly saying, at least on his serve, that, you shall not pass. Goes up the line again, perfectly plays from Fonseca. 2:07 on the clock. One more point, and he'll keep his lead in set 2. Fonseca goes, attempted body shot there, and it was a beautiful, and it was a really well worked body shot as well. Tien unable to really get any real proper connection, and just hits it long beyond the baseline. So that makes it 2 games to 1. 2 games to 1. Key, of course, to remember, if anyone who doesn't know about the slightly different way in which they have the rules working for the Next Gen Finals, is that if the ball clips the net on the serve, so what we would call a let ball, if the ball does land in, then the ball is live and active. There is no let cord. So sometimes you can have players that can get a bit of a couple of lucky aces. And also the shot clock, as you can probably tell by the fact that we're going quite quickly, the shot clock time, if the shots are under 3 per rally, so if there's 4 or more shots per rally, then the normal shot clock time of 25 seconds will be applied. But if it's 3 or under, it goes down to 15 seconds. So it speeds up the proceedings. And what's also quite good to see is that the umpire's chair is actually quite lower than it would be in a normal tennis tournament, mainly because of the fact they've got all electronic blind calling, so there's no real point for the umpire to have to double check marks because you've got the computer system that will do that for you. I just think that's a good move, just more because it means that the fans that are sitting behind the umpire's chair won't have that big structure blocking their view. I think we all know from the times if any of us have gone to a live tennis match and we've been placed behind the umpire's chair, how annoying it can be just to see like the players go behind the thing and you don't know really what's happening. Brazzy is saying it's so weird that the umpire is at eye level with the players. It does seem a bit weird because it kind of feels as though they should be. It kind of feels like they should be like one of the line judges at the side, not necessarily the umpire. Brilliant forehand, brilliant serve up the line. Again, I've been saying it pretty much all stream at this stage when it comes to Tien and his service serving motion. It's just very well worked. Goes cross court, backhand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, forehand by just the power of that Fonseca forehand. It's like something else. Backhand, but Tien just stood his ground as much as possible, and it worked out for him as Fonseca just hits a wayward backhand into the net. Brazzy is saying Kyrgios can be within arm's reach. The umpire's chair. He can, if he was young enough to play the Next Gen Finals, but it could be something we may see on the main tour. Certainly, I think some tournaments may be looking at it just to help with the fan experience. But a wayward forehand into the net there. Good return from Fonseca, and Tien just sticks a forehand into the net. So 30-15 here, 30-15. Yeah, Fonseca would just love to get the break. Attempt to go cross court from Tien, hits the net. Second serve chance here from Fonseca. Goes at line, forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, backhand by Fonseca, just baseline to baseline exchanges, and another bad backhand from Fonseca gives Tien 2 game points to make it 2 games apiece. Just get a good shot of Rafa in the crowd, watching on with interest. Fonseca goes cross court, backhand forehand by Tien, all but out by Tien there on a forehand. Fonseca, was left stranded, but Tien did the work for him. Fonseca not holding up in those lefty cross court patterns from Tien so far. He is certainly looking to check out the backhand, and it's not really working at the moment. Goes cross court from Tien. It's Cameron Norrie-esque in terms of, or certainly a swinging lefty, Cameron Norrie, a Jack Draper, or a Rafael Nadal, in terms of the way those spot serves just swing so viciously, either when they're going up the line and it swings away from the tee, or when they go out wide and they're pretty much going into one of the crowd members. Beautiful. It really is fantastic to see. It's one of the advantages that a left-hander has with their service motions. Jacobs was saying had to go to the backhand line more often to get out of those trades. To be honest, he does, but he needs to make him work better. Forehand by the thingy, but beautiful! And Tien comes to the ball, puts it away perfectly. He's sniffing an opportunity. He just did in the middle of that rally. Fonseca brushed the net again. Tien read it, went cross court, left stranded, only a defensive shot back by Fonseca, and Tien just walks up to the ball and pats it away for the winner. Goes down the tee, or just about gets to it from Tien. Just lands in. Forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien. Cross court by Fonseca, slice from Tien. Slice from Fonseca, upline by Tien. Forehand to forehand, slice from Fonseca, slice from Tien. Forehand, backhand there. Forehand by Fonseca. And out by Fonseca. 30-15 Tien. A half chance has opened up. The American is sniffing an opportunity here to potentially go a break up in the second set. I believe that was the longest rally of the match as well, at 19. So forehand, Fonseca here needs to start winning some points. Goes across the court, but is slightly long to second serve. Real opportunity here for Lerner to pounce on this. Goes down the line, backhand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, backhand by Fonseca, just about gets over from Tien, but he is left scrambling, and he was unable to get one of the other balls back from Fonseca here. A brilliant forehand cross court to actually make it 15-30. So he's on the board now in the service game. He's on the board. Just get a good shot of Fonseca's box. It's been noted that he has a lot of people in there already. Goes down the tee. G-Man has just dropped 1,001k on Fonseca at evens. Okay. Forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, cross court, forehand by Fonseca down the line, cross court by Tien, but it hits the net, so it is 30 all. So certainly the 2 points that lead that Tien had in the service game has been taken away, but we're still either 2 points away from Fonseca holding serving, taking it, at least guaranteeing himself a tiebreaker in the set, or Tien going to be coming out to serve for the set. Goes down the tee, forehand by Tien. Cross court by Fonseca. Beautiful cross court by Fonseca. Jeez, it just clipped the line. I mean, he was using every angle of the box, every space possible to get that point. And it's having to be that good to get the winners. It's having to be that good. Cross court forehand by Tien. So look, ball near by Fonseca goes cross court. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca comes forward. Just as a slice. Backhand lob by Tien. Fonseca just gets to it. Forehand cross court by Tien. And it was just a poor backhand attempt to try and get it back from Fonseca. And it is a deciding point. Service choice. Unlike in doubles where it's receiver's choice, and it is service choice in this scenario. So Fonseca goes down the tee. Backhand by Tien. Oh, no, just out in the first serve. Backhand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. But into the net. And Fonseca screams to his box to say, I am still in the lead here. I am still in the lead and I'm still going. So 3-2. 3-2 at the moment. So Fonseca guarantees himself a tiebreaker. Guarantees himself a tiebreaker. Now Tien is looking just to come out and get himself and just to solidify that tiebreaker as well. Getting a good shot of the DJ, who has been at the tournament all week. If anyone can tell me the name of that DJ, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But she's been having a good time with certainly the different kind of bits in her hair all tournament as well. Yeah, a couple of dancing people. Everyone's having a good time. I think they'll be hoping that this will be extended as long as possible as well. So Tien here. Serving to stay in the set. Goes down the tee. Backhand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Into the net. Great start from the Brazilian. He sniffs some blood. He sniffs some blood. Will he capitalize? That's the big question, though. Okay, next point. Lerner goes down the tee. Forehand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Just back forehands into the net. Just too low. Oh, he'll feel annoyed here. He'll feel annoyed at that one. He was in that rally. He was in that rally. Okay. Tien goes cross court. Forehand by Fonseca. Just into the net. So 30-15 to Tien. Tien just solidifying here. He's like, okay, I've given you the first point, Joao, but I'm still in control. I'm still in control there. Tien, ball in the air, goes cross court, sliced by Fonseca. Down the line, though, beautiful by Tien. It was just too short of a ball by Fonseca onto the Tien side of the net. And Tien just walks onto that one and pats it away for the winner. So, a couple of game points, a couple of game points for the American. Forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, slice from Fonseca, forehand by Tien, cross court for backhands galore here. Forehand by Tien, cross court, beautiful cross court winner by Fonseca. Like a kid on E numbers, he was all over the shot there. Okay. Potentially, I mean, Tien still looks good, though, to potentially hold serve, but Fonseca's at least asking some questions. Slice from Fonseca. Down the line, beautifully put by Tien. 3 games apiece, and we have our first tiebreaker of the match. We have our first tiebreaker. Remember, if you are if you're just joining for the first time today, it is a normal tiebreaker of first to 7 with a 2-point difference. So Fonseca tries to go down the tee, just doesn't work out, just hits into Tien, so second serve. Goes cross court, backhand by Tien, backhand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca, just wild. It hit more the jealous line than it did actually the baseline. And the first mini break has been won by the American. So Tien, ball in the air. Tries to go down the tee. Only though buries it into the net. So onto a second serve here. Down the tee, forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, but into the net. Into the net. So the mini break has been retrieved on the first time of asking. Okay, into the air. Goes cross court. Forehand by Fonseca. Wow, forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Just good angle on that one. Up the line from Fonseca with a backhand. And that backhand finally worked when it needed. Beautiful play there from the Brazilian. Now leading 2-1 with the mini break. From court, it felt like from one end of the line to another there with that backhand. Now, can he consolidate? Okay, ball in the air. Goes cross court, just slightly wild there. Second serve. Ball up, goes into the middle. Forehand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca. Just lands out. It was just a little bit too far out on that one. Just didn't look like he had the full control on that ball. So it is 2-2. So we've had 4 points already this service game, and none of them have been won by the server. Attempt to go cross court, hits the net. Potentially could be the 5th break point in a row, or the 5th breaker serve in a row. Goes down the line. Forehand by Tien. Other line by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Backhand, forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Just about places it. Tien, no, with a forehand long. And Fonseca wins the first point on the serve in the tiebreaker. He'll be very pleased about that one. Tien, ball in the air, goes down the tee. Oh, just beautifully placed by the American. And it is 3 points apiece. Nothing separates them at the first change of ends. Nothing separates them. Right, so 3-all net going into next point. Fonseca goes down the tee. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Out from Tien. And Fonseca has the mini break. Slightly wayward there from Tien. Approached the net, but didn't have the control this time around. And as such, Fonseca here is 3 points away from winning the second set and tying up this match. So Fonseca into the air. Goes down the tee. Backhand by Tien. Comes forward. Forehand again. Back forehand. But a wayward backhand by Tien into the net. Gives the first bit of daylight in the tiebreaker. 5-3. 5-3. If he could hold here, he puts him in a very commanding position for this set. Fonseca. Okay, Fonseca goes down the tee. Forehand by Tien. Comes forward with the cross court. Up the line. Oh, it was just out. It was just out from Tien. It looked like from yesterday when he was hitting so many backhand up the lines. It looked like it was going to be one of them, but it wasn't this time around. And Fonseca has 3 set points. Goes cross court. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Forehand down. Oh, it was a wild forehand from Fonseca. No control on that whatsoever. Just needs to keep his head here. Last of the set points on the Tien service game before it goes back to his. Backhand by Fonseca. Just about lands in, but it's short. Up the line, though, by Tien. And Fonseca unable to get any real purchase onto that one. So Tien does what he needs to do, which is hold his serve, hold his 2 points on the service on the tiebreaker, and ask the question of Fonseca: can you serve this out, lad? So serving now for the set. Okay, Fonseca, ball in the air, goes cross court, just lands wide. So we have a second serve. Ball up, goes in the middle. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. And it is wide. It is really wide there by Fonseca. And he's giving it up. It is now 6-all. Just looked like he snapped, like on the 6-3 point. He just snatched at it to try and get the easy winner. But Tien is playing, but given how Tien is playing in terms of just getting everything back that consistently deep, it just forces Fonseca to overplay it sometimes, and that's what's happened. So six games apiece, or 6 points apiece. Fonseca here looking to get the lead back. Ball in the air, goes cross court to the end, just about reaches it, but the ball lands long. Big cry of come on from Fonseca, and it is now 7-6. So set points, 4 set point is on the Tien serve. He's going to have to break him if he wants to win the match. If he wants to win this now, he wants to win the set. Okay, goes down the tee. Forehand by Fonseca, just doesn't go high enough. 7-all. Brilliant serve from Tien. Just pinpoint again. It is remarkable how many times Learner Tien is able to hit all the lines on the service box. He paints them constantly. Learner goes cross court. Forehand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Oh, bad bounce. Tien just about gets to it. Up the line attempt, though, by Fonseca, and he can't get it over. Oh, my days. It looked all the well when Fonseca's forehand clipped the net and took all the pace out of it and bobbled over, that Tien, who was standing quite far behind the baseline at the time, was not going to be able to reach that. So quick to get to that. Gets to it with good depth on the placement, and it forces Fonseca to try and do an awkward backhand. It doesn't work out. What an epic breaker. It certainly is, Brazzy. I'm fully with you on that one. Tien here now with his first set point. Attempt to go cross court from Fonseca. Hits the net. No luck. So Fonseca goes up the line. Backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Oh, just goes long. The tiebreaker continues. The tiebreaker continues. Both players doing their absolute damnedest to stay in this one. Okay, Fonseca here looking to get the lead back. Ball in the air, goes down the tee. Forehand by Tien, just short though. Fonseca just gets to it, slides though. Oh, and it just lands out there. He was stranding in no man's land for a second there. Fonseca approached the net, didn't really do much on the forehands. Tien was able to hit a couple of the returns, hit a good return off it. And Fonseca just was unable to do anything real but a defensive shot. If I can actually speak, here we go. James, game on James. One set of people. Oh, okay, so you're a bit more further forward than me. So Tien here. Let's see how he does it. Goes across court. That goes slightly long. Second serve. Goes cross court. Backhand by Fonseca. Poor backhand by Tien is what does it. And we are one set apiece. Remember, it is a best of 5 set match. One of these two players needs to win 3 sets to win the contest, to win the title and be crowned. I am next. I am the next gen champion. Let's just look at the stats from that game. Again, not that many winners from Fonseca. 5 to 8 unforced errors, but it was notable for Tien that more errors or unforced errors was forced off his racket. He hit 8 winners, but 14 unforced errors. So a lot more errors coming off the Leonard Tien racket, and that just cost him in that set. So that was a 34-minute set. So we're 52 minutes on the match clock, and we're going to be going into a third set very, very soon. Let's see if I can close that down. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of a more up-to-date stream on the iPad. Let's see if that would work. These catch up to Brazzy here, who is miles ahead of me, it feels like. There we go. I'm going straight into the match here, it feels like at the moment. So it's 15 love already to Fonseca as we have started or love 15, sorry, to Fonseca here as Tien is serving. Fonseca's forehand just shoots off his racket like a shotgun. I tend to agree with you on that one. Cross court. Backhand from Fonseca, forehand by Tien, but it hits the net, and that is love 30. Now, there is a potential saying that how tight that second set was, that there will be a drop in levels from both players. And given that Tien is the first person serving, there's potential here that Fonseca could take advantage of this. Tien goes down the tee, backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien. But it is long from Tien, and it is love 40. An opportunity here for Fonseca to steal a break at the beginning of the third. Fonseca goes cross court. Backhand by Fonseca, upline by Tien. Oh, just about gets to it, Fonseca. Where does it land? Just lands in. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien, but into the net. Another unforced error, and Joao Fonseca is now a break up in the third set. It has been a complete 180 of what it felt like the majority of the match was going. From Leonard Tien being pretty strong and stable on his service games to now tightly losing the second set, but now being a breakdown in the third. If Fonseca can just hold 3 service games here, he will take the lead. Breaks in this competition have proved crucial, especially given the fast 4 format. There's not that much time to recover. Goes cross court, backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien. Out though by Tien. As Brazzy's saying, in these 4 games, in these 4 game sets, 1 break certainly can be the entire set. Brilliant serve out wide from Fonseca. He is saying, I am locked in here. Set 3 is mine and mine alone. Last 9 points have gone to the Brazilian. Forehand by Tien, and that goes out. There is so much good serving from Fonseca. He has come out in this service game and is just locked in from the start. Goes down the tee. Backhand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Out though. Out though by Tien. 2-love. 2-love already. Halfway home is the Brazilian from potentially wrapping up the third set. Which is weird to say because it feels like we just finished the second set because of how long that set went on. He could do it in 10 minutes. Probably not, but he certainly could do it in 15. They certainly have done a good job at least packing some of the stadium. Some of the complaints, certainly of the Saudi tournaments and the Middle Eastern tournaments, is that they can be quite empty stadiums. Backhand. Oh, lovely backhand from Fonseca on the second serve. Just left Tien stranded. The Brazilian has woken up. He is on it. On it. Forehand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, backhand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, and it is out. He is making so many mistakes now, the American. So many mistakes. You'd have to say if he does lose this, it gets broken twice, that is then the set over. Goes up the line, backhand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, but into the net. Just a brilliant back forehand from Fonseca, right onto the baseline. Tien, unable to do much with it, but hit a wayward forehand into the net. 4 break points actually for the Brazilian here to go a double break up. Jake pointing out Tien has lost a lot of his discipline. It feels like that. Okay, Tien goes down the line. Finally, a point for the American. I think that's the first point he's won in 14. Tien goes down the line. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Perfectly paced from Tien. Seems to have woken up a bit here. Won the last 2 points. We're going to have an hour flicking on the Rolex clock. Okay. Tien goes, attempts to go down the line, just go slightly long of the baseline. So second serve here for the Brazilian to have a look at. Goes down the line, forehand by Fonseca, slice from Tien. Backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca, slice from Tien. Cross court by Fonseca, forehand by Tien. Moving it side to side, just nearly got the forehand down the line winner Fonseca there, but just hits the net. So we were 40 up and now to juice, so without a deciding point. At this stage, you would feel as though if Fonseca wins this point, this is certainly set over, and Tien needs to win this to stay in this set. Tien goes down the line, backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien, forehand down the line by Fonseca. Tien just about gets to it. Slice from Fonseca, and Tien can't reach it. And Fonseca is now 3-love in the lead in the third set. G-Man is talking about a bet. It looks like as though he's going to win some money. Well done. But it is a wow moment for Joao. He looks as though he's about to come out and serve to make it 4-love. Giving a bagel to Tien. I know he's American, but there's no need to give him his home dish just yet. Yeah. Joao Fonseca looks locked in and focused here and really wants to be picking up this title. His team are very happy about it as well. They've all got matching shirts and red hats. They've got the branding sorted. They're ready for him to hit the big time. It feels like. So it's Joao Fonseca just getting himself sorted. I mean, he's just literally come out to start the set, and he's already sat down now contemplating coming out and serving for them for it. Now, Hugh showed me the scoreline half an hour ago when he just lost the first set, and it was looking like a bit of a struggle in the second. I would not have believed that this would be the situation that we're in, but we are. So Joao Fonseca coming out now to serve for the second set, serve for the third set. Sorry. Okay, ball up, goes cross court, backhand by Tien, forehand by Fonseca up the line, beautifully placed. He is such an exciting player to watch, Joao Fonseca. So it's actually quite comical how well they've got the branding sorted for Fonseca already. Up the line there from Fonseca, beautifully placed as well. 2 quick points. He is on it at the moment. Ball in the air. Tries to go across court, hits the net. Ball up the line. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca, beautifully placed away. And there was no doubt at all. Joao Fonseca free with 4 set points to take a 2-1 lead against Lerner Tien. Okay, goes cross court, just slightly out on that one there. Goes down the line, forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca, out it goes, and Joao Fonseca is now 2 games to 1 in the lead against Lerner Tien, 1 set away from being crowned the 2024 ATP Next Gen Finals champion. It's looking good for the Brazilian here. It's looking very good for the Brazilian. We're just going to have a quick break in play.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
So we are now back with maximum 2 sets left, but we may only need one. Joao Fonseca is still off on a loo break. Just taking this time. None of the players have taken loo breaks yet, so it seems like a good time for him to go and take that loo break. And just also to remind people that, of all the tennis that's certainly going to be coming up, as I mentioned at the top of the show, it starts in 5 days' time. It starts in 5 days' time in Perth, Australia, with the United Cup. I believe China are one of the first teams that will be in action as I just make sure I say the right words here, will be one of the first teams in action on schedule on, Friday the 27th. That's the day I'm looking for. Yep, China versus Brazil. So it starts off with the day session, having Kazakhstan versus Spain, and that being followed by China versus Brazil. A couple of good matches there before, of course, on the 28th, Sydney comes into play as part of the United Cup setup, and then on the and that's going to be on the Saturday the 28th, and then on the 29th, Sunday the 29th, that's when the main draw for Brisbane kicks off, and then a day later, Auckland and Hong Kong join the party. So there is a lot of tennis that's about to kick off, about to start. Some of you, like me, are currently deep in the darts, and we're just going to have to think about how we're going to be able to juggle both of those two going up, because it's really heating up as well in the PDC Championships as it is doing in, what it will be doing in the tennis, certainly as it going to a hot location. But there's plenty of great tennis players that are going to be playing a lot of good build-up tournaments. This tends to be the week in 5 days' time that the top players will play, and we'll be getting their matches in before heading to Melbourne. And it's going to be really exciting, the fact that we're going to have the tennis back, and no better place for it to start than on the Aussie swing, hitting the likes of Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, Sydney, and then to Melbourne, but also those tournaments in Auckland and Hong Kong to keep in mind of and keep an eye on as well. And it'll be interesting, you got everyone will have their favourite players. They'll have those players that they'll want to watch. There'll be players at this tournament that we'll certainly be looking to keep an eye on to see how they will progress in 2025. Will we see the continued resurgence of Artifice? Could he make the top 10? That's a big question that's going to be placed against him. I got it, as any of you who watched the ATP prediction show that I did with Damien and Vanch, will see that I have him in the top 10, and so does Vanch and Damien. I also have other players like Mazzetti, Jack Draper, who also mentioned as younger players who could make that breakthrough to join the likes of Sinner and Alcaraz at the top of the game. So let's see how things progress. Also, Holger Rune, as one of those sort of young talents, players that have played at this tournament. How well will they do going forward? So Lerner takes the first point, by the way. Fonseca just hits the ball out there. It seems like Tien's just a little bit more locked in now. He's not capitulating like he did in that third set. Kind of basically gave it away very quickly. Down the line there, forehand by Fonseca, backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca down the line. Tien just about gets to it. Cross court from Fonseca. Down the line. Beautiful forehand down the line from Tien. Oh, he's back to being the brick wall. He's back to being the brick wall, it seems. Forehand into the net there from Tien. I think he's just had a racket malfunction. But yeah, other next-gen players as Tien gets a racket out of the bag to keep him on. Alex Mickelson, how well will he progress this year? Will he win his first title? That's a big thing that Mickelson will have on his cards. He was in a couple of finals last year on the American hardcourt, hardcourt / Newport grass swing. He'll be wanting to win a title this year. So certainly that'll be on his hit list. Jakub Mensik, how quickly can he rise up the rankings this year? Well, he will, he will certainly be in contention at a 250 somewhere to win his first title, and potentially do a bit more. Maybe have a couple of Grand Slam runs, maybe. Slice from Fonseca just into the net. And then you got other players on the periphery. Luca Van Asch didn't really have the season as he did the season before in terms of that breakout into the top 100. Can he actually rediscover a little bit of form or actually progress forward this year? Tien, Bashrash Reddy, how well are they going to get themselves in the top 100? Are they going to establish themselves on the main tour? And then Fonseca, it's like, how high can you go this year? This potential, this great player that has been shaping in front of us. Will it make the mark on the big tour? Will you get yourself into the top 50? Maybe even knock on the doors of the top 30 if it's an outstanding season. Big questions all over the point, but exciting questions, which is key. It is not doom and gloom. Is this player going to succeed or not? Is this make or break year? It's pretty much all these players, probably barring Van Asch. It's how well can you do? How exciting can you make the tour in 2025? How much can you take it by the scruff of the neck and say, no, this is me. No, I am not just here to make up the numbers. I'm a proper big weight player. 1 second here. 30 love up on his serve. Goes down the tee. Just goes slightly long. But he's looking comfortable here on his service game. Goes down the tee. Forehand into the net there by Tien. So 40 love. So Tien just gets a return on that one, but it only hits the net. And an easy, straightforward hold of serve there for Fonseca. So both have got one game on the board each. Keep in mind, and I keep on reiterating it until the match is over. Joao Fonseca just needs one set out of the two that could be played, whereas Leonard Tien needs to win both sets. Of the line, backhand by Fonseca, or just slightly long on the first serve, so it's a second serve here. Of the line, backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, backhand by Fonseca, forehand by Tien, into the net. So love 15. I think Fonseca would like to get the break here. Down the line, perfectly placed from Leonard Tien. Fifteen all. Goes down the line, back forehand there by Fonseca, just goes long. We got Abshab 3B. I'll go Ab. Hi Ab, how are you doing? It's good to see you on the chat. So you're a Twitch watcher, which is fantastic. We have a lot of YouTube commenters, which is fantastic. It was good to have the Twitch comments flying up as well. Cross court, backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca, just goes wide. Just goes wide there. 40-15. Tien looks like it could be a good collar serve for him. I will admit, I don't really want this match to end. It's been a really entertaining competition. Excuse me, where can I watch the live video? If you want to watch the actual match with your own eyes, that is on, I don't know what your provider is. You could either watch it through Tennis TV, or if you go onto the website of the ATP Next Gen Finals, it has a list of where the host broadcaster is for each local region, depending on where in the world you're located. If you're located in the UK, Sky Sports, and you could also watch it on Tennis TV. I believe if you're based in America, the United States, I think it's Tennis TV that has the Next Gen Finals. But listen to You are a fan of Tien. That's fantastic. That's fantastic to hear. It's he's holding up at the moment now. He's that third set kind of went away from him pretty quickly, but he's holding on well at the moment. He's held both service games, so he's making this set competitive. Ashley, good to see you in the chat. Good to see that you've joined for this pre-Christmas watch along before probably the last watch along that will happen before the Christmas break. It's the last bit of proper tennis actually before the Christmas break, unless you're counting the World Team Tennis thing that a lot of the top players are playing in Abu Dhabi at the moment. If anyone knows actually what's happened there, that'd be brilliant to know, because it's just because with this and the darts, I've not been able to keep up at all what's happening in Abu Dhabi. Who wins, who's losing. I can't. We're not here to give you a link to the to any websites about live. Yeah, we're not here to give any live links to free websites, because we don't have access to anything for free websites. Neither will we do anything that could be illegal in your country of residence. Like I said, best thing you can do, go onto the website of the ATP Next Gen Finals, and it will have a link to the host broadcaster that you can then find and be able to watch the match on. That's my best bet for you. Ashley saying Rublev played really well. His team won. Oh, good. I believe they're still. Ashley, please do correct me. I believe is it the finals or some sort of like semis tomorrow, or was today or was his team won in terms of today was the last day that team's competing? Fonseca just 30 love up as well. Oh, geez, you're actually from Jeddah. Wow. Got an actual viewer from Saudi Arabia. Excellent. And you've been in the stadium. It's a shame you couldn't get tickets for today. It looks like it's been a really good final. Let me see if I can help you at least in terms of... It's 40 love at the moment. Asia 2. Middle East. Our Middle East 1. Middle East 1 is okay, so Abdu, it is BN Sports Middle East. That is the company you want to go to. It is BN Sports Middle East. So Ashley saying, as far as I know, today was the last day for the tourney. Okay, so today was the last day of the tourney. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Ashley. Bad backhand there from Fonseca. Okay, Tien goes down the tee. Good serve there from Tien. So 30 love here. So getting back to the tennis, I can see that we've already got, because I will play with my left hand, because I play with my left hand and left foot. Okay, fair enough. Well, hopefully you're a big Jack Draper fan as well, as because you like a lefties, and a Rafael Nadal fan, given he's in the stadium when he did play. Forehand there by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Just beautifully placed from Fonseca. So we're 2 games apiece at the moment, and you can, as I can see, we've got over 200 people watching, which is fantastic. If you could like the video, that would be excellent. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Got tons. I will broadcast that channel. Please do. It'd be great to get a lot of viewers from Saudi, great to get tennis viewers from Saudi Arabia coming to the channel. So Tien though just able to. Oh no, Fonseca here though, looking comfortable, looking all right. So it's 30 all here. It's 2 games apiece. If Fonseca wins this, breaks him, they'll be coming out to serve for the title. Just getting the ball back. Forehand from Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca up the line. Slides from Tien into the net. And it's 2 break points. It's 2 break points for Fonseca. And if he breaks him, he then comes out and serves for the match. 2 break point chances. Let's see how this goes. Goes cross court. Backhand by Tien. Oh, a brilliant serve. Oh no, it was just long. Just long. I thought that ball was in from Tien actually. Then it was a good ball out wide, which Fonseca couldn't return. But next ball goes down the tee. Forehand from Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Just keeping it in as best he can. Ball up in the air. Slash from Tien. Perfectly placed. And it's deuce. Oh, where's that, Abdul? Just nearly hits the net there, Lerner. Okay, deciding point. Goes down the tee. Forehand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Backhand by Fonseca. Forehand by Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Backhand by Tien. Into the net. And Joao Fonseca is now 1 game away. He is asking for the fans. He is orchestrating them. Come with me. Come with me. Joao Fonseca, the 8th seed, the lowest ranked player in this competition. Okay, a really great talent, but probably not one that people were expected to win the event. Is now 4 points away. 4 points away from picking up the ATP Next Gen Titles crown for 2024. And what a way he's done it. He's beaten the top seed, Artifice. He's beaten the second. No, he hasn't beaten the second seed. Scratch that. He's beaten the 3rd seed, Jakub Mensik. He's beaten Van Asch, who was the 5th seed. And he's on course here to beat the 6th seed, or to beat the 5th seed, 6th seed. 5th and 6th seed, basically to beat some really top players here along the way to pick up the title. He's just taking a breath here, but I guess it counts as a proper title on their record. So this would also be his first main tour title. He's picked up a couple of challenger crowns. That's been it this year so far for Fonseca. This would be the biggest title of his career and would really put him on the world stage. As much as he isn't already. Okay. All ready and waiting. Ready, play. Let's do this. So, 7 for the championship. Ball in the air. Goes down the tee. Just goes slightly long. Second serve here. Goes normal body down but a brilliant forehand from Fonseca. Sticks the ball out wide. Tien with just a normal-ish sort of backhand return. And Tien just says, I'm going to send that where I want. Bradley saying, I think Fonseca will win $50,000 US prize money as well, James, if he goes through undefeated all tournament. I think he does. Another one out wide. Tien just about gets to it. Fonseca down the tee. Perfectly placed. He is on it. He is on it. He is on it. He is on it. 500,000K, sorry, yeah. 500,000. Backhand from Tien. Forehand by Fonseca. Slice from Tien. Down the tee by Fonseca, backhand by Tien. Oh, just about in there from Fonseca. Oh, but a brilliant ball there from Tien. Just goes all the way cross court. I think he's got a problem with his teeth, but he's got it over. Marcelo is saying, come on, Fonseca. I guess from the name Marcelo, you may be Brazilian. You may be supporting your man. One of the most exciting prospects to come out of Brazil in decades, it feels like. Not 60s. Goes cross court. Beautifully placed from Fonseca. So, 3 championship points. 3 championship points here for the Brazilian. Ball in the air. Goes down the tee. Forehand by Tien. Just about goes over. Slides from Fonseca. Forehand by Tien into the net. And he hits the ground. Joao Fonseca, ranked 145 in the world, the 8th seed at 18 years of age, has won the ATP Next Gen Finals. The first Brazilian, the first South American to win the event. A player who is beyond doubt somebody who is truly special, somebody who will be at the top of the game, has picked up a title that has been won by the likes of Yannick Sinner, by Carlos Alcaraz, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Big names, players that have done big things in the sport, have won this title and have used this title as a stepping stone along the way. Brazzy, you're saying that the guy will be top 20 by December, by this time next year. It's a big prediction, but I certainly see the top 20 being a destination at some point, very probably soon in his career, that he will reach. Such an exciting game. He has all the elements connected to it. Okay, potentially consistency is going to be one thing he's going to have to work on. But he has all the elements needed to be a top player, and potentially, as we were talking at the top of the show, maybe even a Grand Slam champion. But to talk through the key points of the match, start of the match realistically started more in Tien's favour. Tien getting that early break on the Fonseca serve, but that was the only break of serve he was going to get for the entirety of the match. Tien looked solid on his serve, certainly in sets 1 and 2, hitting his spots, playing unbelievably well. And let's not forget, as much as we're going to give the plaudits to the Brazilian, somebody who is a fundamental talent, Leonard Tien is certainly going to be another one of those American Academy products. It feels like the conveyor belt of American talent that is going to hit the big main tour and is going to be a real player and have a real good career. It feels like getting to the finals here after not being on the main tour at all this year is no mean feat. So expect big things for these two. But as we were saying, it was, sets 1 and 2, Tien's serve looked okay. He just got to that tiebreaker, and Fonseca just found a way. And once he found a way, he broke the dam. It burst. That third set was a lightning flash, 4-love. Just flew all the way to winning that set. And at that point, it looked as though it was written in the Middle Eastern stars that it was going to be the day for the Brazilian. And then he was able to, although Leonard Tien became a lot more solid on his serve in that fourth set, Fonseca just found that gap, found that break in the dam again, just the bit he needed to get that break. And what we noticed certainly from the middle of the second set onwards, the serve was impenetrable. He barely gave up any points to the American on his serve. Aaron 25, I think the big question here that's going to have to go from this point is that if one of those wildcard slots, which have already been filled for the Australian Open, becomes available, or if one is still available, if I'm mistaken, Craig Tiley, here's my call to you, lad. Give it to Joao Fonseca. Give it to the lad, and maybe also have a draw, so it means he plays a somewhat big player in the first round, so he gets a good show call. Because this guy will light up Australia, or at least light up your first round matches. People will want to go to the court that this guy will play on, and watch him, because he is a brilliant, fundamental, huge talent. Something would not, could be certainly for the Brazilian people a generational talent. And the plaudits, like we say, the forehand, the serve, everything. This guy has it. I am so going to look forward to watching this season. Okay, it's ranked 145 in the world at the moment. Still probably need to be reliant on wildcards or qualifying to get into main tour events. But I'm hoping there'll be a few tournament directors that will still want to give him a few wildcards. He got a couple last year. You know, he'll get one to the Brazil for the Brazilian Open. For the Rio Open. But he also got one in Estoril and the event in Hungary. Hopefully there'll be a couple of 250s. Certainly clay events will want to look to get the Brazilian on their books, but maybe a few other 250s as well, or may want to give him a chance. I know he's not from a nation that is a Grand Slam nation or a nation that has a lot of tournaments that take place in them throughout the year, but he does deserve some wild cards. You know, you're the Rotterdam tournament, which is renowned for giving youngsters that opportunity. That's the guy you need to be giving it to. Joao Fonseca, give him that wild card. Leonard Tien, he'll hit the American tournaments, speaks like Delray, Dallas, all that. They'll be giving him the main tour wild cards there to be able to get himself used to the main tour. But yeah, all those big tournaments that wants to give youngsters a go. Joao Fonseca, the guy's brilliant. The guy's going to be a pick up that trophy, which is much better designed this year than it was last year, I will just say. And the fingers crossed he'll follow in the footsteps of an idol. He said he has, which is in Yannick Sinner. But it's just like I said, it's so exciting what is going to be coming at what's come out of Brazil here with Joao Fonseca. What could happen to him in the future, God only knows. But we hope that he's going to be at the top of the game. And as we say, he could be somebody that you could bookmark this, and in 5 years' time, he could win his first he could win a Grand Slam title. You never know. You really never know. Like we said there, it's just to sort of wrap up the stream. It's been fantastic for everyone who has joined. Christmas is now upon us. Go enjoy it. Eat turkey or goose or whatever your meal of choice is, or the vegetarian and vegan option if that's more your preference. In this festive season, enjoy the relaxation. Play those Trivial Pursuit games. Hope there's a few tennis questions that may pop up that you may be able to help, may be able to answer quite easily. And then get ready for the start of the Aussie swing as it kicks off with the United Cup, followed by Brisbane and then Hong Kong and Auckland in the first week. Then we have, of course, Hobart, Adelaide in the second, along with Auckland again for the men, and then the Australian Open itself. The tennis season is going to start very, very soon. All that's left to say is, there you go. Good to see you, John. Yeah, so Fonseca won. Fonseca did win. And won very well. And as I say, Merry Christmas and have a happy, or you'll see me in it before the new year anyway, but have a happy new year.
If you enjoyed this video,